suggestions suggest that I should do Monkey Business by Skid Row. And here's the thing, I really like the song from Skid Row, the previous song. I'm not used to their sound. It's super interesting. His voice is very, I love the voice. The guitar work is amazing. The instrumentals are great. I just I've never heard very much by them. So this is a suggestion that I saw multiple times in the comments, so I figured I'd go ahead and check it out. It's called Monkey Business by Skid Row. The original's in the description down below. Make sure you give it a like, give it a comment. That being said, let's go. Why does my hand look huge? Anyway, let's go. Sounds up. Why was it required in the 80s for rock stars, male rock stars, to have tiny booties and tiny little pants? I mean, hey, it's an aesthetic, I get it, but I was just like, that zipper or whatever it is very, brings your attention directly to the cheeks, okay? I can't help that. It's not my fault. Zoop. Okay, let's go. When it comes to 80s sounds, this is what I'm expecting. When I think of 80s classic rock, this is exactly what I'm thinking, with the kind of that tone in his voice and the way that the guitars and the drums and everything, the way that the whole song is put together, the way it sounds is the sound that I think of when I think 80s classic rock, just for the record. It's either this sound, right? Or it's like Black Sabbath sound. So one of the two, at least in my head. And that hair. Okay, let's go. okay, so that happened. Now, I heard some of the lyrics talking about the monkey on your back, like basically, burdens that you're carrying around and, stuff like that. I could get into all of that, but I'm not going to because I just enjoyed the song. I like the tone of his voice, love the hair. The guitar work was amazing. The drums were amazing. I always wonder, it sounds like they have that thing where they hit it and it goes tonk, tonk, tonk. It's almost like I picture a plastic cowbell, sort of like that they hit. I don't know, but it makes that sound that is very common in like the classic rock scene. It kind of gives part of the beat. It was a good song. It was fun. It's something I could imagine hearing in a bar somewhere while you're having a good time, in the background, something like that. I could see why it was a big hit. His voice is awesome, to be honest. And when I think of like 80s classic rock, this is the type of music I think of. Like this sound. As Monkey Business by Skid Row. To be honest, this is the second song I've ever heard from them. And I was today old. But, that's the thing though. When I was growing up, I grew up in the 90s. So we were into either boy bands or alt rock or rap. Like, some of the just iconic bands and sounds from the 90s. And it was kind of uncool to be into the 80s. It's like old. Ugh, ew. And so we purposefully like stayed away from it just because we had so much new music that was coming out in our era. And then throughout the years, I've kept up with some music, but 90s have been my go-to at all times. So I've avoided the 80s and the 70s. I love the 50s and 60s. Absolutely adored the music. But the 70s and 80s, I kind of skipped over. There's certain sounds that I'm not a fan of. This is not what I'm talking about here. But like in the 70s, they turned to this like psychedelic 85-year long songs with super long guitar riffs for days and days and weeks and like super mental. You got to know the context and be in your head and like smoke 3 joints before you can understand the song. Like that kind of stuff. And I just made assumptions that that's kind of how the music was, either that or it was the same sound from like classic rock, because you hear the big ones that you would hear in passing and then you just assume they all sound the same. Just like if I was going to say boy bands, you would immediately think, let's just say from the 90s, you would think Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and that everybody sounded exactly like that, and that's not how it was. So my bad for having this assumption, but that's what makes it fun now. I'm older. I have a different perspective and I can actually look back and say, okay, I get it now because I'm more open to music. I'm more open to different sounds and hearing things that I would have ran screaming from, not because I didn't like them, but because you just don't, ew, like, no, of course we're not going to listen to that, the arrogance of youth. Let's put it that way. So either way, if I've heard the song before, I will tell you. If I haven't, I will tell you. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pointless. Life's too short to bullshit people. And you guys can feel free to give me a suggestion if you want to down in the comments below. It's your prerogative. You're welcome to it. I hope you enjoyed this. I did. That being said, super awkward, unprofessional, and feeling kind of silly because I should have listened to this prior to now, but at least I get to enjoy it with you, outro. Take care of yourselves and each other. Remember that you are valid and you matter. Don't let anyone tell you differently. And you know what? If you have people that are saying things, naysayers, or if you post something and somebody says something that's not very nice, ignore them. That's the best advice I can give anyone. Just know not everything matters. Not every comment matters. Y'all matter. But all the negativity, people are sad, negative people. Let them be sad, negative together. They have monkeys on their backs. Yeah. We don't have monkeys on our backs, do we? Heck no. That was the stupidest thing I've ever said. But hey, I love y'all. I'm out. Let's go.